Hey, what's going on everyone? Lucas Jensen here, and today I got a really impactful video for you. Today, I'm gonna share with you 5 of the most expensive mistakes that I made with my SMMA, social media marketing agency, that I'm gonna share with you so that you could possibly save tens of thousands of dollars along the way. Now, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Lucas Jensen. I'm living in Montreal, Quebec, Canada at the moment, and I run a 7-figure marketing agency called Ford Media Marketing. I started it 4 years ago when I was just 20 years old, and I've built it up to a team of 15 people. But I'm gonna be completely honest with you, it was not all smooth sailing. I've made a ton of mistakes, and I've learned a lot of lessons along the way. So with that being said, let's jump right in. Mistake number 1 has to be not niching down. So when I first started Ford Media Marketing, honestly, I was just trying to be everything for everyone. Like any service that I could possibly provide for my clients, I would offer it and I would try to provide it, even though it wasn't, obviously providing the best service of my capability. I was just trying to do everything just to make them happy. And honestly, when I started, I thought that the broader my services and, the more people that I could work with, the more and more revenue that I would be making. Truthfully, I was completely wrong there. So mistake number 1 was not niching down. And by not niching down, honestly, I spread myself way too thin and I wasn't able just to focus on one industry providing one service like we are doing right now. And then eventually through many business coaches and mentors along the way, they told me, Lucas, you really got to niche down. And I was just like, yeah, right? I didn't think too much of it. And then once I finally niched down, that's really when we began to build momentum. And this really allowed me to tailor our services, become the industry experts, and ultimately just become the category king for the specific category that we are in right now. So currently, the industry that we are in here at Ford Media Marketing is we service residential painting businesses that are looking for more leads. And we do this mainly through Facebook ads and Google ads. Now, if anybody outside of the residential painting business comes to us, say a restaurant or a SaaS company, anything, we ultimately just turn them away. So that way we can just really focus on what we do best and our team can be trained on one specific industry rather than working with so many different ones. And like I said, what this has allowed us to do is ultimately become the category king for residential painting businesses that are looking for a marketing agency, and we become that go-to marketing agency whenever a new residential painting business or an established one is looking to get more leads and sales. And trust me, I'm fully with you that at the start, it's very hard to kind of turn business away because you're really trying to niche down. Trust me, it will be worth it once you kind of look at the potential that you're able to get out of your industry. So I don't know if you guys listen to Alex Hormozi or not. If you don't, I highly recommend Alex Hormozi. He's helped me tremendously grow my business, but he has an old saying that goes, riches are in the niches. And if you're not in a niche, you need to be niche slapped. Mistake number 2 was offering way too many services. So at the start of my SMMA, one of the biggest mistakes I made was just offering way too many services. Like we were literally doing everything from web design to SEO to social media management to paid media. Like we did it. If a client asked for it, I was like, yeah, we got you. We'll take care of it. Now, the mistake with that is you wouldn't be able to really specialize in any one area. So ultimately what you need to do is first you have your niche. Now you need to find the service that you're able to offer to them and offer that one specific service and get really good at it. So for example, what we did at the start, obviously now we've begun going through service development and taking on more services and things like that. But at the very start, all we would do is Facebook ads, and that was Facebook ads just for painting businesses. So by doing this, just focusing on Facebook ads for painters, it was very easy for us to climb the ranks as category king. And obviously our overall service really improved and skyrocketed the results for our clients. I would not be able to be where I am now if I begun down that route and was trying to do a full in-house marketing company. So by offering 1 or 2 core services to your industry, you're able to kind of train your team to be a lot more efficient and effective on it, and you're able to get your clients a lot more results. And also you could almost charge more because you're ultimately the kind of go-to, similar to how a general contractor doesn't charge as much as, say, a company that specializes just in painting, because they do that every single day. Their team has all the processes, they're very efficient, very effective at it, and they're able to do it because they do it day in, day out. So if you offer just one specific service to one specific avatar, you're going to be able to scale your SMMA in no time. The third most costly mistake that I've made with my SMMA was not hiring the right teammates. So by doing this, if I didn't find the right person, obviously I found the wrong one, right? And when you hire the wrong one, there is a ton of headaches that are involved with it. And the only reason that this ultimately happened was because earlier on, I kind of rushed the whole hiring and training process, and I didn't focus as much time and attention on it as I should have. And ultimately what this had me doing was I had to monitor a lot more closely. Our teammates had to decrease in capacity because they were just focused on a million different things. I had to double check everybody's work. And ultimately I had to create common sense rules that didn't even need to be created in the first place. There's an old saying that goes, the better you are at hiring, the less rules that you'll need. So if you are at a point where you're looking to hire, please make sure that the person you hire aligns well with your mission, your vision, and your values of your agency, or just ultimately your company in general. Otherwise, it could lead to bad culture, decreased efficiencies, client churn, things like that down the way that could have all been prevented if you just spent the right time to find the right people. So if I could say really anything about hiring, it's to make sure that you don't hire out of desperation. It's to hire out of an abundance. So don't hire for the team that you have, but hire for the team that you want. Don't wait to get to full capacity and push your team to their full capacity before hiring. Make sure to hire before you actually need it to prevent possibly making a hiring mistake and getting the wrong person in. Now let's talk about money management. So mistake number 4 is neglecting your books. So one of my biggest mistakes earlier on was basically neglecting my finances. So by doing so, I wasn't tracking expenses properly. I was failing to budget, which meant that I didn't know how much I was supposed to be spending on specific things. I wasn't invoicing properly, just a big mess of a business. And ultimately what this led to was cash flow issues and financial instability. And on top of that, I also had to pay tens of thousands of dollars to an accounting firm in order to go back and reconcile my books for months and months, and maybe even a year's worth of invoicing, expenses, everything in order to kind of clean that up. And that whole process took about 1 to 2 months, and that honestly led to some very, very thick invoices from the accounting firm. But I'm very grateful that I did do it because honestly, about 2 weeks after everything was cleaned up, I got audited. And the government came back with nothing except for one little comment saying I need to add my addresses to the invoices. That was it. So if I didn't reconcile all my books and I did get audited like I did, I would have been in a lot of trouble with the government. Thankfully, everything came back very, very clean, and I'm very thankful that I invested in that accounting firm when I did do it. So the stars kind of aligned there. So now I have a very robust financial management situation going on. I have a full-time bookkeeper that's in place. I have an accountant that does all my quarterly statements. They do the year-end statements, everything. And I even have a financial advisor to help me with liquidity in the business. So if you are just starting out or you already have an established SMMA and your books are a mess, I can highly recommend that you invest in getting those cleaned up, because the last thing you want is an audit with messy books, and then you're gonna also have to hire an accountant firm out of desperation to kind of scratch and itch where they can in order to save you a couple thousands of dollars. So invest that money early on, make sure everything is clean, and then you'll be a lot happier moving forward. Now finally, let's discuss setting your prices right. So mistake number 5 that I made early on in my SMMA was undercharging for my services big time. So in the beginning, I thought, that the cheaper my prices, the more clients that I'll be able to get, the more clients I'll get, the more money I'll make. And truthfully, I was completely wrong. Well, I was right because I was bringing in more clients, but they weren't necessarily the clients that I wanted to work with. And I was providing so many services for such a cheap rate that ultimately I wasn't very profitable. And what that did was made it a lot harder to cover costs, made it a lot harder to find the right teammates to bring in with low budgets, and all in all, just made it a lot harder to grow the business. Now, of course, I know that it could be pretty intimidating at the start to charge, 1K a month, 2K a month, 3K a month, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, what that's going to really come down to is your confidence in your team's ability to basically deliver what you say you're going to deliver to your clients. And honestly, people will only buy if they feel like they're getting the better end of the bargain, right? Like if someone were to give you $1,000 and you got them $10,000 back, it's like, of course they would do it, like hands down. And by charging more, not just accepting everybody that could pay you, $500, but by charging higher prices, you're going to begin attracting the types of client you want to work with and not having to chase clients for payments. You'll be able to help them achieve more success. You'll be able to attract, hire, and train rock star people to come work for your business, and ultimately just position yourself as a premium brand. So there you have it, the 5 most expensive mistakes that I've ever made with my social media marketing agency. And by watching this video and possibly avoiding these mistakes, that'll save you tens of thousands of dollars in the long run. With that being said, remember that mistakes are all 100% part of the journey, and if you make them, don't let them break you. So as long as you learn from them, you'll be able to hit success in no time. So if you found this video helpful, please make sure to give me a thumbs up on this video, hit the subscribe button, and if you are running or facing any challenges in your SMMA right now, you can either leave it as a comment below or reach out to me directly on Instagram at the Lucas Jensen, and I'll be more than happy to help, whether that's through text, audio message, even a phone call. I'm more than happy to help. That's what I'm here for. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Talk to you soon.